Hello everyone, my name is Rahul. In the previous video, we had discussed about the NCERT flowchart that summarized all the bases of classification we used for the animals. In this video, we will discuss about Phylum Polyphera. Phylum Polyphera, the name is given due to the presence of pores on their body surface. Poriferans are also known as sponges. Phylum Porifera is also known as sponges, and the study of poriferans is known as parazoology. Study of poriferans is known as parazoology. These poriferans were first recognized as animals by John Ellis, and their name Porifera was given by Robert Grant. Now, the basis of classification that we have already studied, we will use them here. So the general characteristics, we will first talk about number of body layers. So sponges are diploblastic, they are asymmetrical, there is no body cavity, or rather coelom, that is they are acoelomate, and they exhibit cellular level of body organization, and they exhibit cellular level of body organization. Talking about the habitat, sponges are mostly aquatic. They are both aquatic and they can be both freshwater as well as marine water. Now, special characteristics. The name Porifera is due to the presence of pores on their body surface. Pores are of two types. There are small pores known as ostia, and there is a large pore known as osculum. So these small pores, these are known as ostia, and this large pore is known as osculum. Now sponges have a special system in their body which is known as the water canal system. Water enters into the sponge's body through the ostia. Water enters into the sponge's body through these ostia. It travels inside the body and moves out through the osculum. So this is known as the canal system, wherein water enters through the ostia and exits through the operculum. Now, inside the body, there is a lining of cells known as collar cells. Inside the body, there is a lining of cells known as collar cells, which appear something like this. These collar cells basically act as filters for the substances that are moving inside the body in water and can be used to capture prey or capture food particles. So collar cells are present inside the body of sponges. Now the endoskeleton for support of the body, it can be of two types. It can either be made up of spicules, which are like this, hard fibers like this, or it can be made up of fibers. So the endoskeleton can be made up of spicules or it can be made up of fibers. Now sponges have excellent regeneration capacity. What do we mean by regeneration capacity? Regeneration means if an organism is dissected, if it is cut, if it is damaged due to some external force, the damaged parts will make up the entire organism. For example, if this is the body of a sponge and somehow it gets cut like this, so these two portions, they will develop into independent sponges. This is known as regeneration. Now, talking about nutrition in sponges, nutrition is acquired through the water canal system. All the water that enters through the ostia, it contains some food particles which are captured by these collar cells, and the digestion is digestion is performed by choanocytes. Choanocytes or collar cells, they not only capture the food particles but also perform the function of digestion. Respiration is through general body surface. The entire body is able to exchange gases with the environment. Excretion, it is again through general body surface. Mode of excretion is amonotelic. Mode of excretion is amonotelic, that is, they excrete out ammonia. They excrete out ammonia dissolved in water. Reproduction in sponges can be both asexual as well as sexual. Reproduction can be both asexual and sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction takes place by budding, fragmentation, and regeneration. In case of adverse climatic conditions where sponges cannot survive, there is formation of a special structure called as gemule. There is formation of a special structure called as gemule. Now, gemule is not formed under normal condition, it is only formed under adverse climatic conditions. These gemules are also known as internal buds. Are also known as internal buds. They are formed during adverse climatic conditions. Now, sexual reproduction. Sponges are mostly hermaphrodites. Sponges are mostly hermaphrodites. Hermaphrodites mean that they have both male and female reproductive parts in the same organism, except spongia. Spongia is unisexual. All other sponges are mainly hermaphrodites except spongia, which is unisexual. Now, the classes are based upon endoskeleton. Classes are based upon endoskeleton. There are three classes based upon the endoskeleton. First is known as calcarea. First is known as calcarea. The other class is known as hexatenellida. Hexatenellida. And the other class is known as desmospongy. So calcarea, hexatenellida, and desmospongy, these are the three classes of sponges based on their endoskeleton. Now the examples are, in calcarea we have leucosolenia and cycon. Cycon is also known as scypha, and the other we have Grantia. So Leucosolenia, Cycon are also known as Scypha and Grantia. These are the three examples of class Calcarea. In Hexatenellida, we have examples such as Euplectella. Euplectella is also known as Venus flower basket. Venus flower basket. Next we have Hyalonema, which is also known as glass rope sponge. Next we have another called as Pheronema. Pheronema is also known as bowl sponge. In Desmospongy, we have examples such as Euspongia. Euspongia is also known as bath sponge. We have Spongilla. Spongilla, you have to remember that it is a fresh water sponge. It is a fresh water sponge. Spongilla is a fresh water sponge. Next, we have Cleona, which is also known as boring sponge. Boring sponge. It is known to destroy the shells of oysters and mussels. Destroys oyster shells. And the other we have Calina. Calina is also known as dead man's finger. Now to summarize, sponges are diploblastic acoelomate animals which are mostly asymmetrical and they exhibit a cellular level of body organization. They have a canal system or a water transport system which helps in food gathering, respiratory exchange and excretory waste removal. The body possesses collar cells or choanocytes which are flagellated cells which perform the function of intracellular digestion. The nutrition is holozoic, ingestion and digestion is by choanocytes. Excretory mode is amonotelic through general body surface. Reproduction takes place by both asexual and sexual means. Asexual reproduction is through fragmentation and budding, and in adverse conditions, gemmules are formed. Sexual reproduction takes place by the fusion of gametes, and the largest sponge is called as Sphaeclospongia, and the tallest sponge is known as Poterion or Neptune's cup. Now, based on endoskeleton, there are three classes. So with this, we are finished with the Porifera.